start building up all over again. I want to say something really important. That doesn't have to happen. All parent marriage counselors will say the same thing. They will say, yes, 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 love your kids. Yes, 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 invest in them and train them. Yes, do everything you can for them. But never neglect the most important relationship, a husband and wife. Don't neglect your spouse. That was the one relationship you're going to have for the rest of your life. There's a day coming when your children are going to leave the nest. They're going to get married. And that was the day you were preparing them for. And you shouldn't be trying to hold them back. That was the very reason that they were raised up for. And you should be a very cheerleading kind of mom and dad, happy to let them go, and happy that they're building their own home, and they're having children and grandchildren, and there's a legacy being left behind as we're preparing for heaven. That's no problem with that. But the point is this, that in those times, of those 20 years when you're raising kids, don't neglect this most important relationship. Husbands, date your wives. Go out, spend time with her. Go out for a coffee. Go out. I love this. One of the couples in our church so beautifully. They just say this. They got 2 young kids, and they just keep the kids at home with somebody. And then every week they take off and they go out for a little dinner together and spend 2-3 hours. And I was so touched about it. That was so beautiful. Another couple said, "Yeah, Pastor, I understand. That's exactly what happened. We took 18 years, 20 years to raise our kids. And then we had to rebuild our whole relationship again because it took that long to build our relationship." And this is real communication. So number 1, schedules. Number 2, kids. Number 3, guess what? Television. Sorry, now some of you are going to get really upset with me. And if you do, then I really think you need to listen to me. Because every time we talk about television, I hit a nerve. Do you know what people have found out? They've found out that 40% of people's time when they come home that's not spent on eating or working or sleeping, 40% of their time is spent watching television. They said the average couple in the 20th, 21st century, by the time they die, would have spent 10 years of his life before the television screen. Now, please don't misunderstand me. Okay? Television is not all bad. I watch television too, and many of us watch television. Television can be a wonderful tool. It's like if you don't know what's going on in the world, you want to get to know what's going on. It's a window to the world. It's an educational tool. There's wonderful programs, Discovery, Geographic, and wonderful programs. Nothing's wrong with a little entertainment. I'm talking about people that are addicted. I'm talking about so many families that are listening to this program, and they come home, and this is all the conversation they have in the home. They are before the television screen or before the computer. And they come home, and then the only way to relax is take the dinner table tray and sit before the television screen, and the wife has been home all day, or she's come back home, and there's no communication. Well, that's another subject about what you're watching. I won't even go there. I won't even go there. I won't even go there. Just, people actually sit down and they'll watch movies that talk about people having affairs with one another. Premarital problem, affection. And just values that go against. And you watch Hollywood and Bollywood, and somebody said Hollywood. And you watch all this stuff on television, and is it any wonder when you see all of that stuff, it affects you when you go and relate with your husband now, because you've got a whole emotional word picture in your mind of what a marriage should be like. How crazy that we would have that as one of the tools. It's a hindrance. The third area that's a problem with communication is fear of conflict. Many people, the argument goes like this: whenever we talk, we get into an argument and we irritate one another. Because when we're trying to discuss anything, we end up somehow hurting one another. So let's keep the conversation to a minimum. It would be like saying, you know, apples